This is Chapter 10, Video 6. We're dealing with partial sums of a sequence. So let's write a sequence of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So here's a sequence of odd numbers. If we were to put a plus sign in between, then we would be adding up the list of numbers. And that would give us sums. And so a partial sum, we'll remove the commas because now we're separating with a plus sign. So that means a partial sum is represented by a capital S. Means partial sum, and N indicates how many terms. So let's look. S sub 2 would be 1 plus 3, first term and second term, which would give me 4. S sub 5 would give me 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. Notice 5 terms. And that gives me 10, 25. And S sub 6 would give me 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11, which would be 36. Let's look at another example of partial sums. We'll pick another list. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. In this partial sum, notice that we're going up 5 units each time. So we can notice that if I have to add these up, if I add up the first and last, that's 40. If I add up those two, that's another 40. If I add up these, it's another 40. And then this is half of 40. So notice I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terms, and I had 3 1/2 40s. This means that if I have a sequence that I'm going up the same amount each time, that I can quickly find a partial sum. The partial sum is equal to the first term plus the last term multiplied by the number of terms divided by 2. So in this case, the partial sum is 140 I believe. So let's use this formula. S sub 7 equals the first term, 5, plus the last term, 35, times 7 over 2, which is 40 times 3 1/2, which is 140. So here's a formula that you can use if my sequence is going up or down by equal steps. Notice in this case, the equal steps were 5. Let's take a more complicated problem. 3 plus 9 plus 12 plus 81. Now, I want to know what the value of this is. So the sum will equal to the first term plus the last term times n over 2. But I don't know what n is, so I have to ask. This is the first term, second term, third term. That each term looks like it's n plus 1 times 3. So 81 would be n plus 1 times 3, dividing by 3, 27 equals n plus 1, so 26 would equal n. So the sum would be 3 plus 81 times 26 over 2, or 84 times 26 over 2, reducing 42 times 26. I don't have a calculator, but we can do it longhand. 12, 25, 4, 8, 1092. Notice that 26 was 1 less than the number of the term. So 81 divided by 3 gives you 27. In this case, you could see that you just subtract 1 and that gives you what n is. Not always every case, but it's something to check. Hope you have fun doing partial sums. They're going to lead us right into some of the basics of calculus.